What's up, everyone? Welcome to TV Recap. I'm Lance, and this is the recap for Westworld Season 1, Episode 6, titled The Adversary. Now, we got another great episode this week, and it was so good, it didn't even matter that we didn't get any of the Dolores and William storyline. Yeah. Now, let's start with the Man in Black this week. I think this storyline was the most straightforward, but it was damn entertaining. We see the Man in Black and Teddy impersonate Union Army officers to slip through an outpost to go south after Wyatt, after a little more history or legend about the maze. Now, when this plan fails, as we expect it to, we find out Teddy's new backstory is a bit worse than we thought. One fantastic Rambo moment later, and we get confirmation that Teddy has gone a bit darker, and I love it. I'm really interested to see where this journey goes next week. Now, in a continuation of Maeve's storyline, we jump in after what seems like a few more conversations with Felix. Maeve's intelligence is definitely working to her advantage here, as she is soaking up all of the information from Felix about how the park really works. Now, the most chilling part of this week was Maeve walking through the upstairs of the park and seeing the assembly of all the different people, the animals, and the storylines. Now, the real kick was when she saw her own dreams displayed on the screen as entertainment. Now, the combination of the visuals, the music, and Maeve's expressions really drilled this sequence in hard, and seeing her experience all of that had such a dramatic effect that you actually end up rooting for Maeve when she starts manipulating Felix and Sylvester into reducing her loyalty and increasing her intelligence. Now, this sort of stuff should worry us, but it's incredibly easy to root for her, even when Sylvester realizes that her statistics have already been updated by somebody else. Now, that seems like a good segue into the corporate storyline, and I didn't really latch onto the development of Lee's character this week, even though the realization about who the board representative was provided a little bit of humor. I was glad to have finally gotten a theory right about this show, involving Teresa being in charge of the satellite uplinks, but I was genuinely surprised that the voices of Arnold seemed to be just a source through a radio relay. Now, does that mean that the quote-unquote legacy of Arnold is nothing more than a new angle of corporate espionage? And while we're on this, the scene with Elsie in the abandoned theater towards the end of the episode was shot incredibly well. I don't know if we've gotten too many great indoor shots in this season, but this sequence was sort of eerie and unnerving in all of the right ways. Now, I can't wait to see who it was that actually grabbed Elsie next week. And wrapping up, let's talk about Ford. Now, we've been able to know that Ford had a host replica of himself in the park for a few weeks, but the revelation that he had an entire version of his childhood family was a nice twist, even before we found out that Arnold actually built them. Ford even seemed a bit more sympathetic when he revealed his father's alcoholism. Now, in an effort to upstage the Maeve scene, we got a fantastic conversation when Ford interrogates the young Robert about the dead dog. Now, in true human-host conversation tradition, we get a very creepy turn when the young Robert reveals that Arnold told him to kill the dog. Now, it's likely that these hosts are subject to the same signal that the others are, but it wouldn't actually surprise me to find out that Arnold had pre-programmed these, considering what we know about his and Ford's past views on the hosts. Alright, so we're down to 4 episodes left, and I am loving that we still don't have a clear idea about how this season is going to end. Now, I know that this is a very expensive show, and HBO hasn't yet renewed it for a second season. So, if you're watching this video, go find a friend and tell them to watch Westworld. I think this might be the best show on TV right now, at least until Game of Thrones comes back. So I'm hoping that it gets the support it needs to keep going. Okay, how did you guys feel about the episode? Is Revenge Teddy going to end well? How is the eventual collision between the Man in Black and Dolores going to go, considering that Teddy and William are along for the ride? And who the hell grabbed Elsie? Leave your comments down below, subscribe to the channel to make sure that you don't miss next week's video or any of my other future videos, and keep an eye out for a Luke Cage binge watch episode soon. Alright, that's all for me this week, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for more Westworld.